First off, I'd like to start this video by apologizing for all the mess in the background. I'm currently home visiting my family, so the setup is a little bit different. And I'd like to state that I'm going to be using photos, videos, and songs that are not mine and that I do not own, but this video is for educational purposes, so that all falls under fair use. Thank you, Kamiko. We all say in unison. And welcome back to another video where today we will be discussing the history of Steadicams within the industry as told by Cooper Long in his article Between Handheld Camera and Steadicams, the Body-Mounted Cinematography of Seconds, 1966, and Its Legacies. Seconds is a psychological horror thrill film released in 1966, directed by John Frankenheimer and filmed by James Wong Howe. The film was originally based on the 1963 book written by David Eli and follows the protagonist Arthur Hamilton as he is offered the chance to start over from his monotonous life as a banker. Think The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, but instead of going on a life-changing quest of self-discovery, he volunteers to be a part of an experimental surgical group that completely reconstructs his face and helps him to commit identity fraud so that he can live the life of a deceased celebrity. So basically nothing like The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Before its release, most movies were filmed from fixed positions. Yes, the camera angles changed, but a majority of entertainment was filmed at a static eye-level shot. There are exceptions to this that Long discusses in his article, such as the 1924 film The Last Laugh, where Karl Freund filmed a part of his dream sequence using a chest-mounted camera, but for a majority of people, cameras were just too heavy and bulky to have anywhere except the steady tripod. Seconds, however, was unique, as it filmed a decent portion of its story using a body-mounted rig, one created and designed by John Stevens. The rig itself is bulky, with Cooper Long describing it as being uncomfortable and hard to balance. Unfortunately, Seconds wasn't necessarily well received upon its release, and so most people don't consider it to be that revolutionary. America just simply was not ready for the heavy elements and dynamic movements that Seconds brought to the table. But Cooper Long argues that while Seconds wasn't necessarily a part of this new wave, it was instead the preamble to the new wave. Seconds was a warning of what was to come with the emergence of what would soon be dubbed New Hollywood. New Hollywood is an era of films characterized by fast-paced movies with experimental film techniques and darker plots, often surrounding the idea of the American dream, a definition that I personally think fits Seconds pretty well, but that's just simply my opinion, and I unfortunately don't make the rules. Whether or not Seconds can be characterized as New Hollywood is a whole different argument and a whole different video. New Hollywood would bring plenty of movies to the Steadicam lineup, such as Jaws in 1975,
Jaws is here. Here is Jaws. You should watch it, it's called Jaws.
Then Halloween in 1978. But why is the Steadicam so important? Why is it used so much in scenes of high stress and emotion? Well, the reason why these shots are so effective is thanks to the concept of sharing sensations. Sharing sensations is when a movie is so well filmed, edited, and composed that you feel emotionally connected to the character on screen. You feel the same grief, anger, joy, and sadness as the protagonist. This connection is what we strive for in our films, and it's how we get our audience invested and interested in our story. And Steadicams are the perfect tool to use when achieving this goal. Think of the movie The Shining, specifically the scene of Danny running through the dark, snowy maze. What do you feel when you watch this scene?
I'm coming! You can't get away!
If you feel anxious, then that means that Stanley Kubrick was successful in sharing the emotions or the sensations of Danny. This scene was filmed using a body-mounted Steadicam, something that, while having been done before, was still relatively uncommon. But thanks to its incorporation, we have this sort of God's eye view of Danny, with this smooth, almost paranormal point of view. The camera's work is unsteady, but not shaky. Body-mounted Steadicams are perfect for creating a dynamic third-person point of view without the motion blur associated with usual handheld scenes. Throughout the article, Cooper Long argues that the vast change in movie production was predictable as body-mounted cinematography such as Steadicams slowly started to arise within the industry. Seconds 1966 is a perfect example of this claim. And the reason why Steadicams specifically stuck around, even though their usage was so hated in the movie Seconds, was due to their effectiveness in sharing sensations with the audience. Okay, that's gonna be enough for today because I don't want this video to be too long, but thank you for watching. Kamiko, I hope you're watching this because I want your opinions.